gets to hear that now. There we go.
Live!
Where is your mic tonight, man?
It's down here.
Down there?
Well,
that makes so much noise when you're watching.
I don't want to make it too loud for people.
You've read the comments?
No, I didn't.
Oh, well,
People saying it was too loud?
Sometimes we are back.
Yeah. Live from Ray's condo with the shades open tonight.
There's going to be some thunderstorms.
And Zach's hoping that we're doing this so long we can see this thunderstorm build up in the background.
Okay.
Yes.
Pops.
Yes.
Day 6?
No, I don't think so.
It's only day 5?
I'm pretty sure. It seems like forever.
It does seem like forever.
Yeah.
Adrian's in the house. Mike's in the house.
I don't know if our community
Russell's in the house.
is
as burnt out as we are.
As sick of this as I am, but
well, maybe I got some more surprises up my sleeves.
But if they are, I understand it.
I've got some more.
You got surprises?
Not tonight, but tomorrow night. Because I got to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about.
You're going to take me to a Mexican restaurant for dinner, and I'll be sitting here belching the whole time.
What's up, Ken? What's up, Mike? Stiggs, Kate, Adrian. Thank you all for being here.
Yes.
Rhett, Suzanne, Eric, everyone. Thank you for being here. Pops, tonight we're going to be talking about trade-in valuations.
You know what our community likes? They want to make a drinking game out of me saying the word yes. And they have to drink every time I go, yes, Zach, yes.
You're drunk.
I'm not, but I could be.
We got the call-in to work.
Yeah.
We were just testing that right before. So call-in will be working tonight, so we'll be able to take phone calls, help as many folks as possible.
Yes.
Sounds good?
There was 2 drinks right there. It certainly does.
All right, Pops. Yes. 10 days, 10 ways.
You're kidding.
Are you telling me? Oh, yeah, we are only on the 5th. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie to you about
how to get trade-in values. Let's talk about it. Because it's a seller's market. So if you're in the market to buy a car and you have a car to sell, it's kind of the way to even out the fact that you're going to be, I don't want to say overpaying, but that it's going to be expensive.
Here, let me help you. You're going to be overpaying.
For the vehicle you're purchasing.
Yes. But hopefully you can get the dealer to overpay for your trade. Now, from a lot of the comments that I see and read, be careful, it makes a lot of noise when you touch it.
Yes.
From a lot of the comments that I see and read, the community members are getting numbers from CarMax, Carvana, Vroom, and they're going into the local dealerships. And the local dealerships don't want to be competitive with those prices. Now, I had a gentleman that I was corresponding with yesterday, and he said, well, the local dealer is $750 less than my best offer from Vroom.
Yep.
And it turns out that he gets a 6% tax credit on the trade allowance. I said, so here's what you need to do. Take whatever they're willing to give you, times that by the 6% that you're going to save, add those 2 numbers together, and that is the effective amount of your trade. And if it turns out that it's more in total than your highest offer from Vroom, then go ahead and complete your deal.
So let's talk about strategies to get the most for your trade. We have back on the Your Auto Advocate website a couple guides. I think we have one. What is it? Trade-in Tactics for Success, I think it's called, Dad.
I might have ghostwritten it or something.
No, I think you actually wrote this one.
Yeah. And you know what else we
yes.
And you know what else we have on our website?
Huh.
Black Book.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about valuations.
Yes.
So we actually have an article back on the website, and I'll link this in the chat right now because this is super helpful. Vehicle valuations. Oops. Literally, hey, Jeanette. Thank you, Brian, for the compliments on the haircut.
Yeah.
We wrote this page. We broke out all the different book values that are out there. So we've got what is Kelley Blue Book? What is Black Book? What is NADA? What is Edmunds? What is Galves? What is Red Book? What is Viata?
Red
What
Book
is NMR?
is a magazine my mother used to read.
No.
And she's been gone for a long, long time.
Red Book is a unique entry on this list since its service doesn't actually operate in the United States or even in North America. It's an Australian and Asian Pacific vehicle valuations value.
And I can't tell you, and I cannot tell you the number of times where I was running around a dealership going, where can I get an Australian valuation for this trade? I mean, if it happened once a day. It happened 10 times a day. I mean, it was like suddenly everybody seemed like they were from Australia or New Zealand. It was the strangest. Oh, I think that was a dream. God. Sorry.
Okay, but
Do you think in Australia that they're going, for all those Americans, we need to get our hands on Black Book?
Yeah. It is ironic that we wrote about
Thank
that
you,
book.
Kath Osborne. That was very sweet, very kind, and well, I'm glad we could help in some small way.
So, Pops, which
Yes.
are the values that? Yes, thank you, Kath. Which are the values that the dealerships actually use? We all know KBB. We all know Kelley Blue Book, but the dealerships don't use Kelley Blue Book.
The dealerships don't necessarily appraise cars.
Let's go through each one of these and tell us where they rank on the dealer totem pole for
now
appraisal.
you want me to rank them?
Not rank, but you know what I mean. Okay.
Rank them.
Kelley Blue Book.
Yeah.
Is the dealer using that?
That's more of a customer
Okay.
based book.
Black Book.
That's more of a dealer-based book. That's one of the big books that the dealers use.
Nada.
NADA is used by dealers and banks to ascertain loan values, and NADA typically has lists higher loan values than other books might, which is why that's the one that's used.
Interesting.
Yes.
Edmunds.
What about Edmunds?
Their valuations, their true market value.
Oh, yes, sure.
Dealers aren't really.
No.
Galves. Are any dealers using Galves?
Galves was big in the East.
Okay.
When I first started in the business, I won't swear that it still is, but it wouldn't surprise me if it still is. But and Galves was a book that came out and really had an aggregation of what the current sales were at the auctions.
Okay.
So Galves basically was MMR before there was MMR.
But Galves isn't really used too much today, you don't think?
I don't think it's used as much today as it has been. I think it's been surpassed by other books.
Red Book, which we were just talking about.
Red Book, whenever we're in Australia,
next.
that is the book of choice.
V-Auto valuations.
V-Auto is a tool that allows
Is it used
you,
on a... Oh, sorry.
that allows you to pull up values from several different sources, including Black Book, Kelley Blue Book, Mannheim Market Report, NADA, and it allows you to compare them.
So V-Auto is kind of like an aggregation of other valuations.
Yeah,
of other book values.
V-Auto is the software that the vast majority of dealerships use when it comes to trading and pricing their used cars.
And the last vehicle valuation would be MMR.
Yes, which is the basis for where most used car managers like to come up with the values for the cars, because they have an idea from the auction reports, because MMR can update. I'm sure that at this point they're probably updating daily what's going on at the sales, and that you can then look at a like vehicle and go, okay, I should expect if I take it to the sale that it'll bring this amount of money. Now, that doesn't mean that's the amount of money they're going to put in it as the trade, because they want to detail it, they need to get it there, there's transportation costs, there's the cost of registering the vehicle, so they're going to try and trade it for less than MMR. But that is a huge source of how dealers come up with values for their cars.
So those are the different valuations.
Yes.
Let's acknowledge, Dad.
Yeah.
Stonebah 7.
Not Stone Boss 7.
Bought a 2020 BMW 330 Xi, a new demo.
Yes.
From a dealership in South Bend.
Yes.
Got them down over $10,000 from MSRP.
Wow.
Full Black Book for the trade-in as well. Thanks for that info.
Nicely done. How many miles were on that demo?
Nicely done, Ben.
Yeah. And there was probably a hefty chunk from BMW that allowed the dealer to do that.
So, okay, so those are the different valuations that you
Yes.
can look at. And you can't get access to all of them. I don't think you can get access to the MMR for your particular vehicle.
You can't.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And a consumer can't get access to Galves.
Exactly. So
And a consumer, unless they're on our site,
can't get, Black
can't
Book.
get Black Book.
So, but those are your valuations. Then in
Yeah.
terms of actually getting the most for your trade,
Yeah.
the math and the thinking is, am I in a state where I get the sales tax benefit?
Yes.
There are certain states, California being the most, I don't want to say egregious, but like the most obvious one, where you actually don't get a sales tax benefit for
'cause
trading in your vehicle.
Yeah, even though you've already paid the sales tax on that vehicle, they don't want to give you a credit for that sales tax because, well, they need the money.
Exactly.
Okay, there's a lot of people there. They need to spend a lot of money. The government does, so they need. It's similar to, in a sense, how the state of Maryland handles leasing. In most states, your lease payment is taxed on a monthly basis, depending upon whatever the tax rate is in your state.
Yep.
In the state of Maryland, okay, you're paying sales tax on whatever the agreed upon selling price was on that lease vehicle.
Yep.
So you're not just paying sales tax on the depreciation and that little bit of interest. You're paying sales tax on the full value that you agreed to buy the car for. So Maryland gets all their money up front for sales tax.
And so we actually have the list here back on the website. The states
we
where
have a list.
Where
we are so good.
The states where you don't get the sales tax benefit,
Yeah.
you essentially, you're paying sales tax twice.
Yes.
Would be California.
Not essentially.
You are. Would be in the state of California.
Yes.
Washington, D.C.,
Yeah.
Hawaii, Kentucky, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Virginia. You do not have a benefit from trading in your vehicle
Yes.
in terms of reducing your sales tax basis.
So you can't look at whatever your trade-in allowance is and times it by that state's sales tax rate to get the effective net value of the trade. But in all other states, you can.
And so what implication this has is if you get
huge.
if you get those valuations from,
Yes.
as we always say, Carvana, Vroom, and CarMax,
Yes.
in those states, the dealership's probably not going to match them. And you don't get the extra sales tax.
Yeah, you don't get the sales tax benefit anyway.
If you're in any of the other states, use the valuations that you have access to and use your quotes as leverage to get the dealership to come up to make up for the delta between their offer
I
CarMax's
remember.
offer,
I can't tell
Carvana's
you.
offer.
I can't tell you how many times when I was sitting down with a customer, and we were offering them less for their trade than say CarMax was, and I would sit there and I would look at them and say to them, "Do you have any idea what the delta is with the sales tax savings that's factored in?" And they looked at me. And they had no idea, like I just had no idea what the hell I was talking about. The delta. I thought the delta was down, I don't know, in New Orleans somewhere. Mississippi.
Okay, delta definition. The fourth letter of the Greek alphabet.
Very good.
I don't think I meant it in that
I don't
way.
think you did either.
A code word representing the letter D.
Okay.
I also don't think I meant it in that way.
No.
Variation of a variable or function. Adrian Denson, the math teacher in the chat, please back me up here. Did I use delta correctly? Yes, the delta.
Yeah, no, you used it, but here's the issue. You and Adrian are the only two that would understand it. That and maybe Mr. Fry, if he's still alive, who was my high school algebra teacher.
So there you go. You want to get the most for your trade-in.
Yes, you want to figure out what if you're in a state where you get a tax credit for the value of your trade. You want to figure out what the effective net value of your trade is with that tax savings.
Should we build this into the Your Auto Advocate?
Well, I guess you could have a separate column that says, "Hey, in this particular state, your $20,000."
No. I mean, like on the value my trade. You know how? Okay, so this is the question. This is a question for everyone on the chat and in the community. When you do a value my trade,
yes.
So let's just do one real quick.
Okay.
We'll take this used Dodge Journey, 63,000 miles. What state are we in? We're in.
That looks like South Carolina.
Is that Charlotte? No, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's what I'm asking.
Yeah, 6430.
Yeah,
North Carolina, NC.
Where's C? And there we go.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie to you about that.
What I'm saying is here.
Now there's some rivers in North Carolina, and there might be some deltas involved.
Very nicely done.
Yes.
What I'm saying is here.
Yes.
If we knew, like, let's say you get this trade-in offer, and let's say it's $17,000.
Okay.
And you've got a Carvana offer of $20,000.
Yes.
You don't know which one to take unless you do that math. We could.
Well, so my suggestion would be that.
Yeah. What's the suggestion to make this better?
My suggestion would be is that you could put a value and say in your state the effective net value with the sales tax credit would be. So if the trade's worth $20,000 and you're in a state where it's 6% 6% sales tax, so that would be what, $1,200. So the net effective value of the trade with the sales tax savings is $21,200. So if Carvana was offering the customer $21,000 and the dealer was only offering $20,000, it's a better deal to take the $20,000 from the dealer because the effective net value is $21,200.
Okay, so you said that at about the 7:14. Okay, 14 minutes into the stream. I'm gonna screen grab that and like
send that off to production.
Send that to the team because that's
the product team.
Because I think that would be really helpful.
Yeah, well, no, it makes because in all seriousness, I mean, we never discuss deltas with customers, but we would we would. Explain.
That's your selling point.
Explain to a customer what the effective net trade allowance was with the tax savings. So when they would say to us, but CarMax is offering me $500 more, and I would go, that's great, but with the effective tax savings, we're really giving you $300 more than
CarMax.
What they are.
Yeah, even with the lower offer.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's part of the educational aspect of selling cars in states where you get a tax credit for your trade-in.
There you go, Skylar Green saying you could just add a line that would take the value range for trades and multiply those values by the percentage. Yep, exactly what you were just saying, Dad, to be the total effective value. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we're on, the more we talk, the more nights we do live streams, the more ideas we can come up with. And some of them might actually have value. And this is one that does.
Definitely. Okay.
Because most people wouldn't think of it like that. Most people don't.
No, you just see the number.
Car guys and gals, they're the ones that go, no, here's the effective trade allowance with the tax savings. And I'm sure Skylar has done that for any number of his customers to explain, geez, it makes much more sense for me to take a little less in the trade from you because of the tax savings.
And if you're in those states where they don't do that, then it's super valuable for you to just say, okay, I'm going to go to Carvana. I'm going to go to Vroom.
Does Nevada do that?
They do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that way they weren't on the list.
The only states that don't are California, Washington, D.C., Hawaii, Kentucky, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Virginia. No sales tax. Basis benefit. Oh shoot, we got lots of calls. Okay.
Oh my God.
Sorry, gang. We were asleep at the wheel right there. Hey there, you're on with Your Auto Advocate. What's your name? Where you from?
They might be on.
Hey, this
I don't
is Rob.
have
Can my dad get his headphones off? Rob from Florida. Okay, Rob. One quick thing. Gonna ask the chat. Can you all hear Rob? We tested this before. It should be working. But Rob, let us hear. How can we help?
Testing. Can you hear me?
Rob, I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of the community out there, but
you guys need an engineer.
We need a lot of help.
Yeah. Do you have any experience?
No, I don't, but I'm in radio, so I can kind of figure it out.
Well, I've been told that I have the perfect face for radio. Is that true?
No, you're fine. You either or. You can do that.
Folks can hear us. And, Rob, you're coming through crystal clear. Thank goodness tonight's going better than last night. Except, it's not your birthday again, Dad. Rob, what's your situation? How can we help, my friend?
Question. So I've got a car. It's a pretty expensive car. It's a 2019 Mercedes-Benz GLE 43 AMG Coupe. I got two of them. One of them, they're both in Florida. One's at Carvana, and the other one, and it's on hold because they haven't reconditioned or they haven't done it. They haven't done their processing yet.
Yes.
But I do have first dibs on it. And then there's another one that's been sitting in a dealership up near Daytona for about 45 days. They price reduced it a couple times. The problem is they're both identical in terms of color, almost what they've got on it, everything they've got on it. Little nuanced differences, but one's 60, the other one's 65.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Carvana, has got the higher number, and they've got and the mileage difference is the biggest thing. One's 15,000, one's 40,000. So I guess my question maybe to you guys is, and your dad is obviously my dad was in the car business, and it was always kind of thought of that you go with the car that's got the lower mileage. The one at Carvana also has lower miles. It also has 28 more months left on the warranty.
Uh-huh.
So.
It seems to me is the one in Daytona, is that at a Mercedes-Benz dealership?
No, it's at a one-price dealership that I've already tried to negotiate, and they wouldn't negotiate, but they've already price reduced it by about $1,500 when I was arguing with them that their number was too high.
Okay. Well, the only reason I asked is I wanted to see if perhaps it was a Mercedes-Benz certified car, because if it was,
No.
obviously you get unlimited mileage at least for a year.
Right.
But in this particular case, if one has 15,000 and one has 40,000, I got to tell you, the one that has 15,000 is probably worth $3,000 to $4,000 more than the one that has 40,000 miles.
Yeah, Black Book's got one at 76. The other one's probably around 72, 71.
Okay.
So yeah, it's about 4 or 5. So you're dead on the number. I guess the question, I'm kind of frustrated that the dealer up in Daytona, they're willing to trade my. And again, you guys were talking about the sales tax difference, which in Florida is an advantage. They're offering on my ML, they're offering probably 18.5, and with the tax advantage, that pushes it almost to 20.
Yes.
But Carvana always wants to give me 15, so I'm kind of going, well, that doesn't work.
No.
They won't negotiate. So then I'm kind of sitting there scratching my head. Well, do I sell it myself and go through Car Gurus or whatever, or sell it on
my suggestion would be for Carvana is to run it every couple days, because the values can fluctuate every couple days with Carvana. So what was 15 yesterday very well might be 17 or 17.5 today. Okay. And then the other thing is, which dealership do you live closest to?
Carvana's supposedly got the car in New Jersey, where you guys are, but they're bringing it down to Florida, and they're talking about bringing it to one of their hubs either in Tampa or Miami.
Okay. Because the other thing I was going to suggest is you might want to see if there's a dealer or used car dealer or somebody in your local area that might be interested in buying your car for much more money than, say, Carvana wanted to offer you, and you could sell it directly to them.
AutoNation has offered around 18.
Okay.
So the number's better. I just look at the tax advantage and look at what the dealer is doing up there, but it's that car with higher mileage. So you'd skew more towards the car with less miles and more warranty left on it from the factory.
I would on that particular type of car.
Yeah, because it's a higher end model car with a lot of money.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the AMGs break down and it's not good.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and when they do, they're not cheap when they break down and they're out of warranty. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's my major concern on that type of vehicle. I think having a longer amount of remaining factory warranty is, I don't know that you can place a value on that.
That's kind of what I thought, and my dad had always told me that too. So I appreciate you backing up that thought process. I know this ends the month, and the dealer up there, and the one price dealer, he's already reduced it. They may come back and try to do some games, but I just don't think that unless they get to a number that I was going to be comfortable with, which is probably another 2,000 off, I don't think they're going to get there.
I with that type of miles difference, it would have to be more than a $4,000 or $5,000 price difference to you, I think, to make it worth your while.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. And your by the way, your calculators definitely back that up too. So.
I'll be a son of a. Well, I can't say what I'd want to say because we're live, and I'm not allowed to say that shit.
Stop! Come on, man! You just did that on purpose.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice, and you kind of gave me some food to think about, or stuff to think about.
Well, how long was your father in the car business?
Long time. He was in leasing. He was in Ohio and he did leasing, and he also did rental car stuff. So he did a lot of that stuff. So I learned a lot of leasing. I knew about money factors and all that stuff, and all this sort of things. Yeah, so it all comes back. It's
amazing what a car guy can teach somebody.
Yeah, truly. On Saturday mornings when I'd go in there and kind of putz around, and he'd be talking numbers.
Yeah, I guarantee he was working deals in his sleep. I know I used to.
Yeah, that's true. He was. Yeah.
Well,
hey,
Rob, so much I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully you get the one with the fewer miles, and maybe Carvana can either come up on the trade or or find somebody locally.
Yeah, I guess the only downside is the Carvana's going through their inspection process. What do you guys know about Carvana and their inspection process? I mean, they're backing up their cars, so I mean, I'm assuming this is only a 2-year-old car and it doesn't have any mile of miles on it. I'm assuming it'll be fine, right? I'm not going to get a limit or something.
I don't know why you would assume that.
Yeah, I mean,
there's all kinds of horror stories. I mean, there are people that'll tell you the car comes in and they find all these little things wrong with it when it first gets there, and then they contact Carvana, and then Carvana ultimately ends up taking care of it. So I don't think they do as much of the reconditioning prior to actually selling it as they are oftentimes forced to do after they have sold it, so that they can keep their customer happy.
And Rob, I'll just toss out there, we had a phone call the other day with someone, we can't name names, but someone well-respected, well-regarded in the industry. He communicates with a lot of the different dealerships, including potentially the dealership that you're potentially working with. Anyway, without beating around the bush too much, he said that dealers are actually buying cars from consumers, like traditional car
trading them from consumers.
And then you know who they're just turning around? They're not reconditioning them at all. You know who they're turning around and selling them to?
They're getting a buy figure from Carvana
and they're just selling it directly to Carvana. So the reason I bring that up is because the reconditioning standards right now are just a little let's see if we can it's because people are just trying to turn them as quickly as possible. So anyway, right.
And on that particular type of car, I mean, I know Carvana won't let you do a pre-purchase inspection, but you do have a 7-day return policy with them. So during that 7 days, if you get the car from them, make sure you take it to a qualified Mercedes-Benz mechanic and have them do an inspection.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I was going to do that. And the one up in Daytona, I actually did have it inspected by, I don't know if you've ever heard of this service. I know you've heard of maybe Lemon Squad, but there's another one down here in Florida called Palm Car, which is Peace of Mind Car.
Okay.
And they actually will send a Mercedes tech or a tech specific to the car that you want to get inspected out there.
Very
and
cool.
They'll give you a detailed report and grading scale and everything else. The car checked out well. It didn't have any smells. Obviously, it's a high-end car.
Yeah.
But, he did notice some scratches and some swirl marks and some things that he thought would need to be buffed out that they hadn't buffed out yet. And it was the mismatched tires on it, so it was that. So.
Mismatched tires is a big deal on a car like that.
Agree.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They replaced the backs. They didn't replace the fronts. Which is really?
Yeah. Well, they're trying to cut their costs.
Hey,
right.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, thanks again for calling in. Thanks for giving us so much of your time, and keep us posted on how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let us know how you make out.
And if you end up with issues from a Carvana car, you got to call in and tell us. And even if you don't, call in and let us know.
Okay, we'll do. Thanks, guys.
See you, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Life is good when the call-in works.
Yeah, I feel so much more relaxed tonight.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really
do. I don't know about you, but I do because,
Larry's suggesting do a post-purchase car inspection and give the squeaks back to Carvana. There is a YA video on Carvana reconditioning with Yanni. Yes, Yanni did talk about that as well. Remember you talk about CarMax getting all the different minis and having no clue how to repair them.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you're on with your auto advocate. What's your name? Where are you from? What can we do to help?
Hey guys, new subscriber, new listener. My name is Brian. I'm from Lansdale, Pennsylvania. How you doing tonight?
Good, Brian, and you.
You're going to get the Rejevska stamp of approval for joining the community, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And we promise not to hang up on you.
Well, that's very nice.
And also, Brian, get used to us talking over.
I've seen quite a lot of that.
Sorry.
All right, we're all ears.
So I've been keeping a very close eye on the new Acura TXL Type S, which just is coming out, but it's not quite available yet because of the chip shortage. So I've been kind of calling around to a couple of dealers in my area just to get an idea of when it's going to be available. One dealer is taking deposits, which they haven't said yet is refundable. They're looking for customers that are 100% certain that they want to go with the car. But I wanted to ask: is it reasonable to ask for an out the door, price before the car is even available?
Is it? I guess you could you could ask them what their pricing structure is going to be. Are they planning on selling it for no more than MSRP? Or are they planning on adding any type of additional dealer markup or market condition adjustment? I think it's fair to ask those questions, whether or not you can, and they might not even know the answer yet as to what the total MSRP is going to be. But it's fair to say, hey, geez, what's your intention when these cars do come available? Can I expect a discount off of MSRP? Or are you just going to sell it for MSRP, or are you going to sell it for more? And that way you'll know which one you might want to do business with or not do business with.
Right. And so I reached out to one dealer. I got a call back saying that there were only going to be 2,000 of these made by Acura.
Yes, that's allegedly the truth. Yes.
Right, allegedly the truth, exactly. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's just a tactic that they're using to, make it something that I should move on quickly, or.
Well, I can tell you, I represented Acura for almost a dozen years, and there's certain vehicles that should sell well that don't, and the TLX Type S is one of those ones that should sell well, but it probably wouldn't. And because in reality, the people that look at that car are people that would look at an M Series BMW. And they would rather pay more for an M Series and have it say BMW than pay less for an Acura that does everything the BMW might do, but it just doesn't make the same statement to the rest of the world. So I just know when they did like A-spec packages and things like that in the past, we had the toughest time selling. So it really wouldn't surprise me if on this new Type S that they're coming out with, that they really do limit the production to just 2,000. I think if they inundate their dealerships with too many of them, then they're never going to be really considered special cars.
Okay. So do you think now would be a good time if I wanted to move on it? Is now a good environment to move on it if they, let's say, are selling it at MSRP?
Well, in today's world, MSRP is almost like a bargain.
Okay.
And I am sure, I don't know, there might be about 300 Acura dealers in the country. And my guess is that 90% of them are, if they think they can get more, if they think they can get over MSRP for it, that they will add an addendum for that. And the other 10% might be just comfortable enough to say, hey, we wouldn't charge you a penny over MSRP. I know when I worked for the Penske organization, we wouldn't charge over MSRP. It was pretty much our company policy.
Okay.
So
I do have one last question on the F&I piece of this. So I used to work in F&I for a Honda dealership.
Okay.
And so I'm familiar with buy rates.
Yes.
I never had anyone really come in and ask me this, but I'm wondering if, I think I would do it because I'm familiar with buy rates.
I think you'd be foolish, Brian, you would be foolish not to.
Right.
Yeah.
And my understanding is that even at buy rate, the dealership still gets a fee.
Well, they might get a flat of $100 or $150 or $200, right, which is not nearly as much as you can make in reserve. But yeah, absolutely. If you go into the dealership explaining that in your previous life you were an F&I guy, I think they might treat you a little differently than they would the average individual. And so if you said to the F&I manager, you're giving this to me at buy rate, correct? He's either going to stammer or he's going to go, absolutely, here's the approval, and he's going to show it to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably ask to see it.
Yeah, there should be some professional courtesy.
Right. Okay. All right, thank you guys very much. I really enjoyed listening to you.
Terrific. Thank you, Brian. Good luck to you, my friend.
Thanks for being a part of the community, Brian.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Pops, do you think we should start?
I really know my stuff.
This
is so frightening.
Is there like a haze thing? Should we haze new community members? Is that?
No, absolutely not. One of the things that they should stop in the car business altogether?
What's that?
New salespeople, when they start.
Ashley, call in, by the way. Everyone let Ashley call in. She needs help. Go ahead.
So when a new person sells their first car, if it's a gentleman that sells his first, a guy,
Oh God.
they cut his tie. They and it's such a stupid ass tradition. It's like I would get away from me.
Here we go. Pop's got a phone call. We got.
Oh my God, we got a bunch of phone calls.
Hey, you're on with your auto advocate. What's your name? Where are you from? What can we do to help?
Hi, this is Mark from Jersey. Great to hear you guys. Let me make it really quick and short. So I'm looking at buying a pickup. Like I know your father loves pickups.
I do.
But I've got time to buy. So I've got up to the beginning of next year. Now, here's where the issue is. My wife has horrendous credit. I've got great credit, and we have a business we just started. Should I purchase it under the business?
Well, if you purchase it under the business and you've just started the business, the bank's going to ask for somebody to personally guarantee the loan anyway. So, and if your wife's credit can't support it, then they're going to ask you to be the personal guarantor on that loan. So,
It still comes back to it.
I'm afraid it does.
But at least I'll get the write-off.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because you can put it in the business name, but yeah, you'll just be the personal guarantor.
Would it be better to purchase the vehicle for the business or just keep leasing it due to the fact that I do want to keep the vehicle in the end?
Well, ultimately, it should be cheaper to buy it up front than to lease it and then buy it at the end of the lease. So, and I'm not an accountant, and I don't profess to play an accountant on TV, the radio, or YouTube. So I would strongly recommend that you check with an accountant as to what would be best for you in your situation with your business.
Okay, great. I thank you very much. You guys are great, and I'll be here for a long time to come, and I turn everybody on to you guys.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Means the world.
Oh, and by the way, Ray, please keep the mouth that you've had for 40 years, because the rest of us old guys like to hear that stuff, because that's how real men talk.
Well, I understand that, but apparently the people that run YouTube don't necessarily agree with you and I.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in.
It's a private business, and they're allowed to control it any way they want. So
No, YouTube's not a private business.
it's
Google owns it. Google's
Yeah.
public. That's why they got to conform. Anyway, 855-587-2886. Ashley, you know how a few streams ago, like many streams ago, we were trying to help, what was it, Luis or something like that? Carlos?
Do you remember the movie The Accountant, which was a great Ben Affleck movie?
Ashley, how are you?
It's not Ashley.
Hello?
Ashley?
Is this Ashley?
No, this is Jessica.
Oh,
Oh.
well, Jessica, do you want to play the part of Ashley?
I'll switch names. That's totally fine.
No, we're going to call you Jessica.
I just saw it, Ashley, in the chat saying, hey, I keep trying to call in and want to help. Okay, Jessica, you're on with your auto advocate. How can we help you out?
Yeah, so we're trying to buy out of state. It's a certified pre-owned 2019 Subaru Ascent. It's got less than 30,000 miles on it. We first contacted the dealer, and they were kind of short with us. Basically, we're adding in a few words letting us know, hey, we're not going to move the price. We said thanks anyways. We're dealing with other people as well.
Mm-hmm.
We got a quote from a vehicle in New York. Same thing with them, except that this vehicle had 200 more miles on it, but it was a different color that we actually liked a little bit more. For whatever reason, the first dealership contacted us and were like, hey, are you still interested in the car? It's still available. We said, you know what? No, thanks. We got a better deal from this car. And they're like, well, what did you get? We send them the quote that we got, and they said, okay, well, they send us a counter offer, but they had all these add-in fees, and we were like, yeah, we're not going to do that. But we weren't sure how to go about it, but I said, you know what? I gave them a call, and I said, we're not interested in that. This is not what we're going to pay. But if you nix all those fees, you have a deal. Unfortunately, we have to pay for shipping because they won't cover the shipping. They came back, they lowered those additional fees, but they were still on there. And that's when I said, okay, since we have to pay for shipping, either you take them off completely or we're not going to go forward with it. And they got back to us and they said, sure. So they nixed all the fees, and we're coming at just under 33. The car is for $39.95, and we want to go for it, but we're just kind of still debating. We're not in a rush. We can wait another month or so, but we kind of need the car too. So we're just like, we're not sure whether we should just wait or.
Pricing isn't going to get better in a month. It's probably not going to get better in 2 or 3 or 4 months. It's going to take a while. There's just such, and I know a lot of people don't want to believe it, but there's just such a shortage of quality pre-owned cars that it makes it extremely difficult.
Which brings me to my question. Have you gotten a pre-purchase inspection done on the vehicle yet?
Yes. I asked him already. He verified it comes with a warranty and everything. He actually stated that the 7-year warranty would begin the day we signed the contract.
Is it a certified pre-owned?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
okay. Because I was okay. So Subaru is certified pre-owned when you sign the contract. Okay, yeah. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Like my dad said,
if it's in your budget and it's the car you think you want, and they've obviously been trying to work with you to a certain degree. I would pull the trigger and just move forward, because I don't really foresee anything changing for probably 6 to 9 months, maybe longer, from everybody that I talk to in the industry. So.
And you can always run a Carvana quote
and see
to
what
Black Book
Carvana
valuation
would pay you for the car if it were yours.
to kind of pressure test it,
We actually been looking for it, and we've been coming under 200 to 300 on anything else that we've been able to find. So we're like, okay, I think we're going to go for it then. Since you guys say it's not going to get any better, this is probably the best we're going to get, and we should just go ahead and go with it.
Unfortunately, and like I say, if it fits in the budget and it's the car you think you like, just bite the bullet and go for it.
What's the back end though look like in terms of do you have a pre-approval on financing? Because that's where, and just for everyone listening, you can't really negotiate on used car prices right now on the front end, but you also don't want to get taken for a ride on the back end, stuck with a loan that's marked up at the wazoo and with an extended warranty, gap insurance. So what's the back end look like? Do you have a pre-approval? Are you prepared for on that front?
We do. We've actually got, luckily my husband and I have excellent credit, so we qualify for the lowest term with our bank.
Good.
And we've been comparing that with other loans out there, and this is just as best as it's going to get. So
Okay.
This is
sounds like
then.
you've done everything you should be doing. If it were me, I would move forward. I think if I can get my assistant over here to give you the Ray Shefska stamp of approval, I would say this probably qualifies.
Well, thank you so much, and my husband and I are super thankful for you guys and all the information that you guys put out. He's been stuck like glued to his laptop reading articles and watching your guys' videos, so thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you, Jessica. Best of luck with your new car.
Yes, and let us know how it goes, okay?
All right, we'll do.
See you, Jessica. Thanks.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
I was really hoping that was Ashley. Just saying.
I know. You can always hope.
But Dad, we got a really thoughtful donation from Damien. Appreciate everything you guys are doing. I really enjoy the content. Thank you,
this might sound strange, but we really enjoy doing this, and
the whole community brings meaning to both of our lives.
It's don't tell my boss, but it's almost criminal that I actually get paid to do this. Almost criminal, not quite.
I'll treat at dinner tomorrow night.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah,
looking forward to getting some dinner with you. Pre-stream dinner.
Yeah, pre-stream tomorrow.
You're on with your auto advocate. What's your name? Where are you from? What can we do to help?
Oh my gosh, it's Ashley.
Ashley!
Yeah! You don't know how I thought Jessica was Ashley. I thought Ashley was gone. Now Ashley's here.
Yeah.
What's the situation, Ashley? We're here to help.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I just found your channel earlier this week, and I'm like, this is heaven sent.
It is kind of crazy to think, I'm going to chime in briefly, people, Dad, just search the internet.
Yeah.
And then they're like, how do I negotiate a car deal?
Yeah.
Then they come to our channel.
Yeah.
Then they're like, okay, these guys are kind of cool. They seem helpful. Then they're like, why do they go live every single night? Then they click on it and they're like, who are they talking to? And it's like, oh, I could call in and get help. It is so cool what we're doing, Dad. I just want to let you know. I think it's so cool. So Ashley, I think this is cool. I hope we can help you.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, so I'm actually like on this debt-free journey, and I got rid of my car that I had. So now I'm just kind of like looking for something to lease until I like get my debt. And I was looking at a Kia Forte, and I'm in North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and
it's a beautiful city, by the way. Zach and I have been there. Went there for a Cardinals football game against your Carolina Panthers. And I know I'm not allowed to curse on YouTube, but they kicked our ass that day. But everybody in the stadium was nice to us. Probably because they were kicking our ass.
I'm hoping I can go to a Panthers game because I just moved out here about almost a year ago.
Okay, well, hopefully you get to go this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're trying to lease a Kia. So talk to us about that situation, and we can walk you through some aspects of maybe how we can help.
Okay. Perfect. So yesterday I went in and I originally got an employer's discount, but I got it down to like 21. But I had to put like $2,000 down, and I said I don't want to put anything down. So I made the mistake by telling them I wanted to pay $300 a month. And after that, they just kind of came crunching numbers, and they wouldn't actually show me the numbers. So finally, they sent me the numbers today.
Okay.
And the sale price is now $22,048.80. And then there is a dealer handling fee of $8.99. But they're telling me that I don't have to pay anything, not even the lease payment for this month, and I can walk away for free. But I feel like I can get to go a little lower. They told me that the residual is 57%.
Okay.
And the money factor is 0.00113.
Okay, so the money factor sounds reasonable, and the residual is whatever the leasing company sets it at. There is probably some more room, especially with the dealer fee of $8.99 or whatever it was. So my guess is that you can work them a little bit more on that. The problem, as you stated, was that you made the mistake of telling them what you wanted your payment to be. So from that point on, you were negotiating the wrong side of the deal, because you're just negotiating over a payment, and they can structure the deal any way they want in order to get to that payment. In the future, if there's a different Kia dealership that you contact, ask them for the discount from the MSRP, how much that's going to be, before you then have them work the lease payments for you.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think they kind of know that I won't just go for the little $300 payment because I walked out yesterday.
Okay.
And so we're kind of going back and forth now via text and saying, can you get it down to $20K and cut the dealer fee? So I'm just waiting for a response. But I kind of wanted to get you all feedback to see, if I should just kind of dip out on it or keep going back and forth.
You can keep going, just because you said you want your payment at $300 a month, you could now, and just because they were able to get you to your payment of $300 a month, you could now say to them, I've kind of looked into what my insurance is going to be, because insurance is typically slightly more expensive on a lease, because you have to insure it for higher limits of liability, because you have to protect the lending institution.
Right.
So you could say to them, crunching the numbers, I can't go above, say, $250 to $260 a month for the payment, and still be able to afford my automobile insurance on top of that. So if you could get it somewhere between $250 and $260, we've got a deal. So at that point, it's math. They're going to have to cut money from somewhere, and recognize that on a 36-month lease, every $1,000 usually equates to about $30 a month on the payment. So if they're at $300, and if you can get them to drop the payment $40 to $50, that means they're going to be discounting the car an additional, $1,200 to $1,500 in order to do that.
Okay, perfect. Because that's actually why I left yesterday, because I told them it wasn't in budget with what I wanted to spend overall with insurance.
Exactly.
As well as the payment.
Yeah. And
okay,
and until you sign on the dotted line, whatever number you spit out and they might get to doesn't mean you have to accept it. You can always just say, I've really crunched the numbers and this is where I really need to be, and I'm sorry to be putting you through all this, but this is the numbers that I need to be. So yeah, I would go back and say, after I crunch the numbers, I really need to be somewhere between $250 and $260 a month on the payment.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I got you. Y'all are doing great, by the way.
Well, thank you. And maybe, I don't know that we're playing the Panthers this year.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So we won't see if you go to the game. But hopefully you get to go to a Panthers game, and hopefully you enjoy your time at the Bank of America Stadium. I know we did when we were there.
Yes, I'm hoping so too. My company has been giving out tickets to like the Hornets as well as the minor league nights, so I'm just hoping that they give out Panther tickets too.
well, you stay on somebody's good side.
Right.
Terrific. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You
Thanks,
too.
Ashley.
Bye now.
Bye now. All right, Pops, let's take a quick break from the call-in. We've got a couple deals to analyze on the computer screen.
Not on the computer screen.
Well,
on the computer screen?
It's on the computer screen.
Yeah.
So this comes in from a Your Auto Advocate member, Phil Harmonic, who's actually on the chat right here. He said, Zach, sent you a deal. You want to analyze it live? And I said,
Okay.
Yeah,
sure. Why not?
I'm an easy sell, Phil. So we've got a 2018
Ford F-150 crew cab pickup.
Yep.
With just 76,000 miles.
Holy
sugar! Nikes. You're not allowed to say shit on.
Dad, that's insane. That's a lot of miles for this price that we're seeing here.
It sure is. But you know what the good news is? The Jones price is, I don't know, $6,200, almost $6,200 less than their list price.
So Phil Harmonic is looking to buy a used Ford.
That name.
Used Ford. His name's Phil.
Yeah, I know.
And he's trading in.
Yeah.
He's trading in a 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe. So this is in a perfect. The way this should work in this market.
Yeah.
Is you should net out even, right? Used car prices are inflated for everyone. You should net out even. I'm thinking, let's look at this deal. Let's run Black Book numbers.
I'm thinking, and Phil, don't take this wrong when I say it, I'm thinking we need to do an intervention. Why would you want to trade a 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe? How many miles are on that Santa Fe?
11,000.
Okay, so why would you want to sell or get rid of a 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe with 11,000 miles that's still under warranty to get a 2018 Ford pickup truck with 76? Now, I don't want to suggest that vehicle's been rode hard and put up wet, but that vehicle to have that many miles on it, I mean, the first time it was in park was when they traded it in. So, Phil,
let's have a
you're paying all the money because they're asking all the money.
So let's run it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's do this for both the vehicles. This is a great use. Phil, thanks for sending this in. Let's run first.
Yeah.
The Ford.
Yeah.
Let's see what Black Book says the Ford's worth.
Yes.
All right. Let me see here. Let me stop sharing my screen. I want to see what state Phil's in without sharing his PII with everyone.
You need a truck to tow horses. You're better off shooting the horses. I'm sorry, Phil. Oh God!
That joke's gonna get the confetti. That was pretty funny. All right, so we're in the great state of Florida, which could start to explain some of what's going on here. And we've got what we say. Let's round that. All right,
76,000 miles.
76,000.
Round it. We round it. I'm off by 25 miles.
So this is the vehicle we're looking to purchase.
Yeah.
Retail range 44,000. Holy.
Yeah, but that's the retail range based on what Black Book is seeing for retail for these vehicles today. And we know for a fact
that those are inflated.
That those are highly inflated numbers, and even our dear friends at Black Book admit that, because it's just it's a picture of what the market is today, and that doesn't necessarily mean that's.
But let's see if this evens out. Because maybe the trade allowance that they're giving him of $26,952,
let's call it $27,000,
is also really inflated.
I'm sure it is.
But let's see. Let's see. So we've got the selling price of $40,000 plus the dock fee. So we're up to $41,000. The selling price is $41,000.
Yeah.
Black Book saying, heck, that actually could be, if it's in good condition, that could be a fair price. In this market, that's a fair price.
Well, for a trade-in allowance.
For a trade-in allowance. But so I'm saying if you could purchase it for that price, that's pretty good.
Because Black Book's saying, on the rough side, you should be paying $44,000.
Now, on this Hyundai Santa Fe, we don't have the VIN here, so we're going to have to do a little quick search, because we just, for illustrative purposes, we need a 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe for sale. Let's just
unless Phil can get us the VIN real quick.
Yeah, but this will work just as well, because it just needs to VIN decode.
Yeah. What kind of Santa Fe is it, Phil? And I didn't really mean that you should shoot the horses. If my wife would have ever heard me say something like that, she would have punched me.
Yeah, Phil, if you can get us the VIN, that would be helpful, just because
or the model,
sure.
So we know what model Santa Fe it is.
It's a Lariat. No, I don't think your Santa Fe is a Lariat.
No. The Ford might
be. The Ford's a Lariat.
Yeah.
So to let us know what the Santa Fe is. You emailed me the VIN. Okay. Let me check. Pops is... All right. Give me
I had an itch. That's all.
Oh, VIN for the Hyundai. He gave it to me.
See? Yeah.
See, I got it. You know what? There we go.
Yeah.
What's that say? VIN for the Hyundai.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Give me a second. So let's run it back here in Black Book. We're still in the great state of Florida.
Yeah.
Now, give me 1 second, Pops. I want to clean things up because Phil sent in the worksheet, but it's got his pie on it, so I want to make sure we're not putting that up on the screen.
No.
Okay, so the trade allowance from the dealership is $27,000.
Yes.
Black Book says
that in rough condition.
This is what I was hoping we could illustrate.
Yeah. That in rough condition, it's worth $27,700, and in good condition or great condition, it's worth $33,600. Now I got to believe that yours, with only 11,000 miles, has to be a lot closer to great condition than rough condition. So maybe they're giving you about $4,000 less for your car than perhaps they should.
Yes, exactly.
But I still, horses or not, I still don't feel comfortable trading in an 11,000-mile 2020 vehicle for a 76,000-mile 2018 vehicle and paying anything.
Pops, I think Crime Stoppers in the chat must be new to the channel because he says, Zach, do you have an email address? Crime Stoppers, look at my inbox.
Yeah. Does he have one? He doesn't answer the emails anyway.
Says 2035.
Yeah, he does.
Which, if you've been playing along at home, you know that's pretty good because I've been around 2000 for the past couple of weeks here. So we're making
Phil, Maybe when it's time to transport the horses somewhere, when you got to tow them wherever it is you need to tow your horses, maybe you just rent a truck and a trailer the times that you need to do that, as opposed to taking what seems to me an 11,000-mile perfectly good Hyundai Santa Fe and using that so you can purchase a high-mileage used Ford Lariat pickup. That's just me.
Here you go, Pop. I just Google searched Uber for horses.
There. Yeah.
There you go. The Equine Chronicles. So here, Phil, we just saved you
thousands.
I mean, I'm gonna give myself the stamp of approval.
I'll give you a pat on the back, and yes, the stamp of. I mean, that would. It just economically, it doesn't make good sense to me to take a car that's under warranty to trade it for one that's not.
Let's open the phone lines back up, Pops. We've got 855.
Don't get mad at me,
72 886. God, that's terrible. I should be fired.
Huh?
855.
Yeah. 587-2886. Yeah, come on, folks, light up them phone lines.
Well,
and you need to be hitting the like button.
Please.
If you're from down south, mash it. If you're from the rest of the country, smash the damn like button.
Matt wants to know how many of my emails are from Carvana and Vroom. Quite a few. They do some substantial follow up after you submit.
Yeah, especially when they say that Zach's always looking to sell a car.
If they track my email, they got me.
Yeah.
All right, you're on with Your Auto Advocate. What's your name? Where are you from? What can we do to help?
Hey, guys. My name is Steve. Always wanted to say this. I think you'll appreciate it. First time, long time.
Oh, Steve. Thank you.
You're a good man, Steve.
Yes. Yeah, even if it's not so, we just appreciate hearing
you. You honestly could have said, hey, I'm Ashley, and I also would have been excited about that.
Yeah.
So I'm in Virginia is where I'm living, but I'm not going to actually be in the market for a new vehicle until probably around late winter, early winter, so roughly around December, January.
Uh-huh.
And I was just wondering what you guys think the forecast is going to be, down the road that far as the chip shortage is. And then, excuse me, and then this is a two-part. And then I was thinking, watching all your guys' videos and seeing some of the, the role plays that you guys do, it'd be really cool to see maybe just like a full video of you guys just playing out like an actual, like, you got the car picked out part and then going into a, what it would kind of look like to do an actual car deal.
Well, I would destroy Zach, number one, and he would agree graciously to overpay, and by the time I was done, he'd look at me and go, "No, really, can I even give you a little more?" It could be. It's hard for me to role play with Zach or somebody if it's not the real thing. But perhaps we can try and do something like that. To do a whole car deal, the back and forth, it takes quite a bit of time.
There was a really good video that came out. I forget which channel it's on, but it was about a 30-minute video. They got in a dealership, documenting a first-time car buyer. And the reason they were able to get in the dealership, it was like a family friend, and they took really good care of the guy. And I'd love to actually do a reaction video with it, because we're not reacting to a person. No, it's not a personality. It's like it's like commentary over the actual process.
You know how I feel about
that. That used to be more fun from watching some of the old videos of you guys talking about getting Pops to do some telestrating. That'd be awesome.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, because this video, it's great. It was on Gear Monkey or something like that.
I don't know. But anyway, can I answer Steve's other question?
Yes, of course, please.
And real quick for the sorry to cut you off for the
that's our style, Steve.
I'm looking at the F-150s, but I'm really open to a lot of the trucks this year, because I know Tundra's going through some big changes. The Rams are pretty crazy now as well, and then Chevy, the Silverados are going to be going through some stuff too. So I know they're all have their own little quirks and stuff, but I'm kind of more leaning towards the F-150 side I know the chip shortage in the plants.
Well, the chip shortage has impacted Ford more than any other car maker at this particular point in time. But I will tell you, from the things that we've read and industry insiders that we've spoken to, that realistically they think the chip shortage, before we get to see any real change, could be 12 to 18 months away. So if the hope is to do something the end of this year, that's only 6 months away. The chip shortage might not be addressed to the degree that we would all have hoped for. It still might be difficult even by the end of this year. Everything points to it. Maybe at best the first quarter of 2022, and I think that's really an optimistic view on behalf of the chip manufacturers, because they know in their heart of hearts they really can't produce the amount of chips that are needed for all the electronics out there, including cars.
Right. So, yeah, and the other thing we were considering too was we're military, and I'm going to be moving next summer, and with kids and stuff, moving and around the country can be a pain. So I was actually even thinking we might just wait a little bit, get rid of one of the vehicles and just have one and travel with that, just so it's a little bit easier, and just because we're in such a good spot right now. That's why I'm like, well, I don't mind just sitting here and waiting out all this craziness right now and wait until it's kind of back into I don't think it'll ever fully come back to a buyer's market, but
eventually it will. Every bubble bursts. So eventually it will come back to a buyer's market. When that eventually is, I don't know. But it will. I mean, this can't really be sustained for 3, 4, 5 years. The housing bubble burst in 07, 08. We're in another housing bubble now. We're in a car bubble now. And I wouldn't be surprised if both of those bubbles burst within the next 12 to 18 months. And if you can get by with one car, you're probably better off. As somebody said to us yesterday, if we're truly advocating for the community of people that are out there looking to buy cars, the best piece of advice we can give people right now is don't buy a car. The prices are just ridiculous, whether it be new or used. And so if you can as long as you can wait on the sidelines, and we understand that there's people out there due to certain circumstances that they can't sit on the sidelines. But if you have the ability to sit on the sideline, wait it out as long as you can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, when we've been lucky too, where we live in Norfolk, Virginia, I get to take like a speed rail type thing into work. That's the station's less than a mile from our house, and it takes me less than a block from where I work. So we've been fortunate to be able to have that, to fall back on too. So I'm like, well, this makes perfect sense right now. Let's get rid of some vehicles because we had a Renegade, and the resale on that thing was
sky
terrible.
high.
So I was so glad we got. Well, now it's sky high, but originally that thing was it was terrible. So I'm glad we got rid of it. But all right, well, I appreciate all the help on that.
Are you in the Navy, Steve?
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard. So where do you think you'll get stationed next? Just out of curiosity.
I have to wait until to see what's open. But my job right now, I actually travel around all the different places. I was just up in New Jersey a couple weeks ago. I was up in Bayonne, going to Green Bay.
Wow.
Next week, and I'm actually staying about 10 minutes from Lambeau Field, so I'm excited to go see that place.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Hey, well, thanks for what you do, Steve. It's greatly appreciated, and thanks for being a part of our community here.
Yeah, let us know what you ultimately decide to do.
Yeah, I will. Thank you guys for everything you guys do, too, and hope you enjoyed some of that cheesecake last night.
We did.
I feel disgusting.
I can tell you, belching up cheesecake and some whiskey. It was a terrible evening.
See you, Steve. Thanks so much.
Thanks again.
Okay, gang, I got to swap out the camera battery, so give me 1 second. Pops, do you want to answer a couple of the questions that are coming through the
I was thinking Kate may too, Larry. What are the questions? Thank you. I'm not stealing Ray's car after all. It's a lesson.
Don't read that one.
What kind of stuff are you chatting with our community members here? Suzanne Patrick wants to know, is it cheaper to prepay for miles, but you might overpay if you buy too much up front? It is definitely cheaper to prepay for them. If you've already entered into the lease and you realize that you're driving more than what you thought you were, you can contact the lease company and they will allow you to buy extra miles up front at a reduced rate. And if you don't use all of them, oftentimes they will refund some of that money back to you at the end.
Abigail wants to know, will I get advice? Just curious. I have a consult on Monday. Abigail, let me see if I can pull up your email again, and we can do the best we can to help you. But Abigail, you do have a consult on Monday. Yeah. So you will absolutely get help.
Yes.
On Monday.
Yes.
But let's see.
Maybe
here.
even today.
And we're going to do it right now, too, because I just pulled it up.
Okay.
Let me just try and get rid of your email on the screen, which I'm struggling to do.
Yeah, you are.
Nope, I don't want to do that either. There we go.
Okay.
All right, let me share my screen, Pops. Okay. Hello, my name is Abby. I'm currently in a lease with 7 payments remaining. I received a lease replacement program from the dealer for my 2018 Honda CR-V. They will pay off the remaining payments, inspection, and paperwork. They're desperate for inventory. Yeah. Would this also be considered a lease paid in full that I can walk away from the dealer? They also offer a $0 down, 0% APR for qualified customers, of course. I have another item to discuss, replacement of my radar sensor, which is pending install because this would be the second time stolen. So I have decided to wait until I avoid. Not really sure what the question is, Abby. I guess, should you take the lease pull-ahead program?
Yeah, but in order for them to make those payments, you have to go into another vehicle. They're not doing it just to do it. They're doing it to sell another vehicle, whether it be a lease or a finance or a purchase. So, yes.
We got a real-time update from Ashley. They won't go any lower. I'll be walking away. Not the end of the world, Ashley.
Yeah.
It's just tough times to be buying a car or
it
leasing
really
a car.
is. And if you can wait, you very well might be better off waiting. And what I would suggest, and this is just a suggestion, today's Wednesday. The end of the month is next Monday.
We'll be live streaming every day till then.
So, Ashley, it might not be a bad idea to check in with them, say, on Saturday or sometime Monday, to see if they've taken an opportunity to reconsider their position.
Well said, Pops.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
And yes, Russell Beach says, good for you. It is, hey, when you don't need to buy and you can walk away, that is a good feeling.
It is.
Let's take another phone call, Pops, 855-587-2886. I'm wondering, will we someday, I saw a comment earlier that said you'll end up on Sirius XM. That would be incredible. If this goes from...
Oh, my God, maybe I could stop paying for it then. Maybe that could be part of the compensation package.
Fingers
they
crossed.
would give us free Sirius.
You're on with your auto advocate. What's your name? Where are you from? What can we do to help?
Hey, my name is Todd. I'm from Los Angeles.
Hi, Todd.
And,
we won't hold that against you.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I did notice the one advantage we have is they cap that dealer dock fee out here, right, to like $80 or $85.
Yes. But then you have the disadvantage of the state doesn't give you a tax credit if you trade a vehicle in.
Yeah, what is with that?
Well,
That's terrible.
they're going to get their money any way they can. So
It's a very highly taxed state, and that's a definite disadvantage.
yes.
But yeah, the Mazda CX-5 Signature is what I'm interested in buying. And so we already started contacting a few dealers and getting some quotes from the local dealers, and even some that are not quite here. We tried 6 of them so far. We only got like 4 people who responded. But here's the question. It seems like they're all very, very close with their offers. It's all... I know you keep saying it's a terrible time to buy a car right now, but they're all pretty close. And I was wondering, how do you negotiate if you go to the dealer if you really don't have like another dealer that's giving you much more than a few $100s difference?
You beg. I mean, it's the sad reality, Todd, is it's a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. So your only hope is to, and I know you want a CX-5, and I know you want it to be a signature series, and maybe you have a particular color in mind that you want it to be. The only leverage you might have is if you could walk into or contact one of these dealers and say, gee, I notice you have one. It's not necessarily the color I want, but it's been sitting on your lot for 187 days. I could do you a favor and take that vehicle off your hands if you could make a slightly better deal on that one than on the one that I really want. And that would be a way to perhaps get a dealer to be a tad more aggressive than what they've been up to this point.
Yeah, that's actually good advice. Is that...
Well, thank you.
So, you guys are great. I do have a color in mind. But that's the kind of thing you
Todd, I have to say one thing, Todd. Every now and then I pull something really good out. Well, forget it. Nothing. I was talking about pulling something out of my you-know-where.
No, I don't think Todd did know. That's why he was...
Oh, yeah.
He was
I apologize for that. Go ahead, Todd.
I was going to say, so I do have a color in mind. Is that the kind of thing where you don't want to tell them that? Like, if you're contacting a dealer, you don't want to say, I want this color. You want to... Because we've discussed, my wife and I, like, maybe we should just say, we're not particular on any color. We like this one, but we don't have
I think the best way to approach it in this market is to say that you're open to color. Okay, and you could say, hey, I have a particular color that I would prefer, but if I could get a better deal by being open to other colors, if the deal's good enough, I would consider it. And I think that's the way you can approach it, and that's a way that could save you some money.
That would be great.
Yes.
So the loyalty thing, I already have bought 2 Mazdas over my lifetime. This would be third.
Okay.
So they say they have a loyalty bonus of $750. I was wondering, does that come into play? But that's like something you do after, like you kind of get their best price.
Yeah, you get the best price, and then you say, oh, by the way, This will be my third Mazda. I have the loyalty rebate that I'm supposed to get, and that comes directly from Mazda, so that's no skin off the dealer's nose. It's not money out of the dealer's pocket, so they don't really care. It makes it easier for them for the customer to be able to say yes.
Oh, gotcha. And I think they have other things there, like the 0.9%, which is that they say it's expiring at the end of the month.
They're probably not lying.
It's what?
They're probably not lying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's not the kind of thing where like next month it could be like much higher or much lower, or is it generally like
probably not going to be lower?
You know.
Yeah. My guess it all depends on what Mazda's inventory position nationally is, and their number of vehicles day supply dictates what incentives will be applied in every month. So if Mazda's like everybody else and the day supply of cars is dwindling, well, then there's less need for Mazda corporate to underwrite bank loans at 0.9% or offer any other type of consumer rebates. So if they say it's going to expire May 31st, it will. It doesn't mean that they wouldn't, or they might not bring it back on the 1st. But if they didn't, you can't hate the dealer if they told you, hey, we don't know, because they won't know, because Mazda doesn't share that information with the dealers until they've looked at what their national inventory position is.
Gotcha. So final question is, all these dealers are having these Memorial Day sales.
Of course.
Is it... we were thinking of maybe going in like as soon as in the next couple of days.
Yes.
We've already test driven one. We've already done all that. In fact, it is the same car I have now, except mine's older. So I would do a trade in after you bring the trade.
Yes.
I already got estimates from CarMax, so I kind of know roughly what it's going to be for a trade in.
Okay.
But the question is it better to go in like before Memorial Day, like try and get it done this week, or is it better to wait till the absolute last day?
Well, let's face it, Memorial Day weekend is one of the busiest weekends of the year in the car business. So the dealership should be busy this Friday, Saturday. I don't know in California if they're open on Sunday. I know in Arizona we were when I worked there. So probably Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they're going to be swamped. It might make sense to go in Thursday or Friday when they would be slightly less crowded, and the whole process might end up not taking quite as long because they're not swamped with customers.
Makes perfect sense. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all the help.
You're welcome, Todd. It's our pleasure. Let us know how you make out.
I will do. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You
Thanks,
too.
Todd.
Bye-bye.
Nicely done, Pops.
I'm good.
Okay, so
I'm good.
To level set with everyone.
Oh, we're level setting.
We're level setting because we're going
that's
back to the...
That's completely different than the Delta.
Yeah, because I was going to say we're going back to the Delta. So tomorrow night...
Delta Dawn. Do you remember Delta Dawn?
I don't know.
It was a song. Delta Dawn.
Tomorrow night...
Yeah, what are we talking tomorrow night?
Getting pre-approved for your car loan.
Oh, I
a
like
couple
that.
surprises tomorrow night. One that I will share with everyone right now.
Okay.
Miss Kimberly Klein will be joining us.
Yay!
Yes.
That is so exciting.
So please tune in.
Yes.
Kimberly Klein, F&I manager, advocate extraordinaire. She'll be joining us tomorrow night. She will also be joining us on Saturday night, May 29th, negotiating in the F&I office.
Oh, I
Kimberly
like
will
that.
be on the stream with us that night.
Yeah.
Live with Kimberly on both of these nights. So please tune in tomorrow for that. Yeah. Also, if you want to support your auto advocate, like the man straight up just did, we appreciate the donations. The software, the membership that we have back on the website. If you'd like a consultation phone call, the $50 package gets you a consultation phone call plus 3 months access to everything you see back in here.
Yes.
And there's the other plans as well. And we currently have the...
and you get we have a discount available.
We currently have a $5 discount.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
How do we afford it? We don't.
No, we're actually having the best month we've ever had in terms of membership growth. So thank you to everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Who's signing up and becoming a part of the community.
The man straight up wants to know, how do you avoid paying a doc fee? Can you negotiate that when the dealer says it's mandated by the state? Well, it's not really mandated by the state, but what is accurate is if they say, well, we can't take it off for you because if we take it off for you, then it would be considered discriminatory practices because we didn't take it off for everybody before you. So what you can do, the man straight up, is you can say, I understand that the dock fee has to appear in the buyer's order because you have to charge everybody the dock fee. Either that or you're refunding millions of dollars from all your customers over the years. But here's what I need you to do is I need you to reduce the selling price of the vehicle by the equal amount of the dock fee. Now, some dealers may and some dealers may not do that. And being a seller's market, there's probably more that would not do that today than there are those that would. But if it's a state where, the dock fee is $300-400 as opposed to, say, Florida, where the dock fee can be upwards of $1,000, I don't see a Florida dealer knocking $1,000 off. But, you might be able to get them to knock off some of it.
Exactly.
From the selling price.
Exactly. Thanks, Skylar, for jumping in as well with an answer for the man straight up.
Yes.
We've got some folks that are excited to see Kimberly tomorrow night. I am as well. That'll be...
Is that tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Thursday.
You and I are going out to dinner.
We are.
I'm treating
with
you to...
dear friends of
With
ours.
dear friends. Yep, who were in yesterday's happy birthday video.
Yes, they were.
Which was so sweet. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out.
Yes.
And then we'll be going live. Kimberly will join us right at the top of the hour when we start that stream.
Very cool.
Going to talk about getting pre-approved for your loans.
Yes.
Making sure that you come in with a pre-approval, which in
can
the phone
we,
calls...
Can we make pre-arrangements to maybe have your credit union advocate, Mr. Mike Dean, call in as well?
Mike Dean, if you'd be up for it, we would love to have you call in and share your perspective.
Yeah.
You're the one actually writing these loans, so yeah.
I mean, not to put you on the spot, Mike, but I think, if we could actually get somebody live on air with us who represents...
Maybe we get Mike and Kimberly. Mike, if you're up for it, shoot me an email. We go back and forth.
I would love for Mike to be on and to be able for him to share his knowledge and expertise.
Well, all right. We'll see what comes to fruition. Tune in tomorrow. Thank you to everyone.
What's for dessert tonight?
I'm having cheesecake.
I'm having cherries.
I'm going to have some cheesecake.
I'm having the cherries.
I went for a run this morning, so
I didn't. I had the runs this morning.
Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you, Dad. See you guys. That was special.